there's definitely a very large outcry of the community out here to get her found.
This morning, the search continues for the teenager swept away in raging floodwaters.
16-year-old Faith Moore has been missing since Saturday when she was stranded in those rushing waters in Cottonwood. So Gibby is joining us live this morning with what crews have found so far in the search. It must be so challenging.
Yeah, and the good news here is that they've actually had good weather to deal with. The problem is that time is starting to run out. If you heard April's weather forecast and what they're having to deal with, I want to introduce you to two gentlemen here, Valley Verde Fire District Chief Danny Johnson, as well as Commander Chris Dow with Cottonwood Police Department. You guys actually had some night ops last night. We're good. You have an update for us. What did we find? If there was anything, was it fruitful last night's search?
Yeah, Commander Dow and I this morning were just briefed on our night operations. Last night we ran some infrared drones that were able to give us some data. This morning we're processing about 5 million square feet of data that was obtained by those drones, and right now they're in the process of using that data to develop a game plan for today.
The hardest part, and I mentioned you guys have been lucky enough to have some good weather to deal with, but that window is kind of closing now. What options or what obstacles do you then to see, especially if you have flash floods in the area?
Yeah, we did have one flash flood warning last night late. We are anticipating more rain today. As we talked about, the rain has subsided for a few days, and it's dropped the level of the river where we were searching. When that river drops, it's opening up more search area for us, but it's also very dangerous. The boats that we had out initially are no longer usable on the river due to debris. So today we brought out some kayak teams that are a little bit more mobile and agile to work within the river and continue to search.
It also causes us issues with, as the flash floods come through, areas that we've already searched have now changed. So we have to go back and re-canvas those areas and check them again because of the way that the floods move the sand and rock and such.
The other thing is, and we've been telling folks this, the amazing part is the community coming together, the volunteers who want to help out. But the key here is they need to check in here first, because if they don't check in here and you just try to go out on your own, especially with flash floods or weather coming in, that becomes a problem for you guys, because now you're searching for more people than just one.
Yeah, it creates a couple of issues for us. The first one is their safety. We need to make sure they're in and such. And if they're going out on their own, they may have covered areas that we've already searched, and we would prefer to maximize their volunteering and put them in areas that we haven't searched, because that's important. We don't want to keep covering the same areas over and over again.
Yeah, and that's the key, Vic. If you take a look here, you see the people over there in the fluorescent shirts. Those are the trained search professionals out there, so they carry a GPS with them. What that does is that data gets sent over to that truck, so they have a live, instant notification of where they are, where they've been searching. So what they'll do is they will pair up a volunteer with them, so that way they kind of have an idea, not only for their safety, but so they know where they are searching and cover up grounds. So far, what do you think is going to be the important part for today, Chief, as far as what you guys are looking for, what areas you're looking to?
Yeah, so like I said, today we're going to process that data that we received overnight. We're also going to deploy all of our kayaks into the river and start searching some different areas that we haven't had access to due to the high waters.
All right, and for the most part, for those who aren't checked in here, Commander, you want folks to kind of stay away from the area so that it just doesn't mess up what you guys have already put out there.
Yes, and it's very important to check in, because the Verde River is very unstable right now based on the floodwaters. So if they're with trained professionals, then we can account for them and make sure we're safe, and we don't want anybody by the river getting pushed into the river.
All right, thank you very much, guys. So, I mean, that's all important information when you think about what they're having to deal with. They talked about that Verde River. Think about this. When they first started searching, they were using boats with motors on them. Now they've had to come to kayaks. And if you have that type of weather that they're coming in that they saw over on Saturday, you could only imagine how unstable that Verde River is going to be, guys.